We are going to deliver the Epstein client list that's going to take down all of your Democratic enemies.
Bring it.
Yeah, well, yes, bring it. Donald, please.
Nobody gives a poop.
You don't give a poop, okay?
The
Other
polling
people
indicates-
do, including people like me who want justice, and I want to know how many of those people are in our government.
I
don't know about
poop about this.
Ana Kasparian of the Young Turks went on CNN to go up against MAGA goof Kevin O'Leary on Abby Phillip's show on CNN. Ana Kasparian was a part of a panel with Kevin O'Leary and others to talk about the Epstein files. So we're going to take a look at these clips from CNN with Ana Kasparian and Kevin O'Leary. I will share my thoughts on this as well. Let's get into it together.
What they care about, look at the American economy right now. A lot of people had a lot of mistrust on the tariff issue. Economy's on fire. Indexes all-time highs. Every country on earth wants to cut a deal with America. The average person at the kitchen table is not worrying about Epstein. Don't give a damn. They want to provide for their family, and they are. America's working.
So
this is the American.
So hold on. Let me just say,
working.
Jerome Powell just announced that he's going to hold off on cutting interest rates again
Who
because
cares?
of the tariffs, and we've already started to see the
have a lot-
inflationary pressures.
we have a lot
associated with
more
those
on the
tariffs.
economy later in the show, but just one thing that you said, Kevin, that I think is,
Epstein's alive?
No. There are two aspects of it. I mean, I think on the one hand, I think you're right that it's kind of like a niche interest here, this Epstein thing, but the niche is Trump's base, people in Trump's base. But secondly, on the broader picture of what is happening in the country and how do Americans feel about it, CBS YouGov poll asked, how do you think things are going here in this country? 61% said very or somewhat badly. That's not exactly a great indictment of the Trump economy. And then on top of that, to what I was saying earlier, on the Epstein files, this is what Republicans want. 83% want the files released. So I think both of those things is part of why Trump is having a hard time right now.
I hope they release them. He'll still be dead.
Yeah. He will still be. He will still
He's
be
gonna
dead.
be dead for a long time.
But Trump lives and dies on his base,
Yeah.
and the base right now is they're unsteady.
I don't understand why he hasn't released the files, as he said. It's one of the reasons I believe that they released today the files on Martin Luther King Jr., because now he's able to show, hey, look, I told you I was going to release the MLK file, the JFK file, and also the Epstein file. It's going to take a little bit of time. I don't know the reason why. Personally, I don't think people are going to find Donald in that file as much as they think that they're going to. That's just my personal opinion, kind of knowing him for a decade and a half. Nevertheless, I want to see the file. I'm sick and tired of all of the conspiracy theories that are popping up. If you are a detractor, yeah, he's guilty of something. If you are a supporter, he didn't do anything. This is all nonsense. How about just put the documents in front of the American people, release it, and let us then examine the documents, as we call it in law, documentary evidence. It'll speak for itself instead of listening to all the nonsense.
I would love for them to release the files. I am not at all in Trump's base. However, I care deeply about it because I'm not going to buy this argument that like these young girls were raped by what? That did they rape themselves? No, they got raped by people who are in powerful positions, and I want to know how many of those individuals are currently serving in our government in some role or the other.
Average American awake for 18 hours a day. How many minutes do you think they spend worrying about this stuff? Maybe they were raped, maybe they weren't. This is not what American families give a damn about.
Just to be clear,
they just don't.
we do know that there were victims, so that's not speculative.
We do know that there were victims. And the thing is, people can compartmentalize, right? And the reason why people care about this a lot, not just because of the very real Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking and the crimes that were committed, it is the fact that Donald Trump himself spent years, him and his allies, promised their base, we are going to deliver the Epstein client list that's going to take down all of your Democratic enemies.
Bring it.
Yeah, well, yes, bring it. Donald,
poop.
please. Donald,
Nobody
bring
gives
it.
a poop.
You don't give a poop, okay?
The
Other
polling
people
indicates-
do, including people like me who want justice, and I want to know how many of those people are in our government.
I don't know about that.
Poop
The poll
about
seems
this.
to show-
Kevin O'Leary is a clown. He says that he's speaking on behalf of the majority of Americans. He's not even an American. He's Canadian. And what adult man says poop on TV? Nobody gives a poop. He couldn't come up with a better phrase than that. And also Kevin O'Leary says, well, even if they release the files, then Jeffrey Epstein is still dead. Well, what does that have to do with anything? They released files on MLK, and MLK's been dead for decades. So the truth of the matter with this is, unfortunately, nothing is going to ever really come of this. This is going to be like JFK. Decades from now, people will have their conspiracies, their conspiracy theories about what happened with Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump and all these other figures, but we'll never really know, because even if they release some files, they have hearings with Ghislaine Maxwell, we're not going to really find out the truth. We're not really going to find the truth of Donald Trump's involvement or anybody else's involvement, Bill Clinton or Alan Dershowitz or any of these other figures that we hear about. That's the sad truth. But like Ana Kasparian is saying here, and I think this is most people on the left are saying, release all of the information and whoever goes down, goes down. If it's Donald Trump, great. If it's Bill Clinton, great. People on the left don't care if it's someone on the left or the right if they committed a crime. Now, the cult members, like Kevin O'Leary, are going to defend Donald Trump no matter what. They can compartmentalize and act like everyone else is guilty, but Donald Trump, who was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein for a long time, oh, he's innocent because he's our God King.
Yeah, the polls.
A lot of Republicans do. I mean, look, on the MLK files, I mean, it's interesting because the family did not want this released in this way. And Bernice King, Dr. King's daughter, posted this on X not just a little while ago. Now do the Epstein files, as she says, with a photo of her father, because, you know, Trump's argument on the Epstein files is that, oh, you know, people might get hurt by what's in this. He didn't seem to be that concerned about that when it came to the MLK files.
No, but Abby, they did warn the family that these things are coming down the pipeline and it's going to be released tomorrow. Aveda King came out in support of this.
Right,
she
she's
loved.
a Trump supporter.
She is a Trump supporter, but she was pure, like, yeah, transparency all day long. Let's go. So, you know, so maybe the family split on this idea that these files are going to get released. Ultimately, I do want to know, you know, who killed. Or, well, we know who killed him.
Listen, I'm not suggesting that it should remain secret forever, because there was a date by which this would be released, but the timing of this very moment, I think her implication here is that it is being used as a tool to distract.
Everything in politics is used as a tool. I mean, we have to be honest with it. For example, they turn around, they show this photo of Donald Trump's birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein. Is that not being used as a tool? Again, if you are a Trump supporter, you're saying, what does it mean? It has nothing to do with it. There's no evidence, there's no criminality. If you're a detractor, yeah, this just goes and it shows proof positive that Donald Trump was somehow involved in this thing. You know, I keep saying, and people get angry at me, oh, why are you taking a knee? Why are you kissing Donald's ring? No, I'm not. I'm not defending him. I'm stating a fact that in the decade and a half that I was by the man's side, I never saw him doodle once. He's just not a doodler. I write on the paper.
I mean, we've been through this.
He didn't write it.
There are a lot of images that Donald Trump drew. And,
none of those were drawn by him, by the way.
So who drew them?
I won't say, but I have two
All right, so that's some news here,
correct.
that he auctioned off photos that he signed as his images that he did not draw.
Well, a lot of artists, I guess.
Okay.
I'm just being clear.
Case scenario,
but
all this stuff's true. Does that in any way affect the American economy or what's going on?
There's more to life than the American economy. There's justice and the fact that we might have pedophiles serving in our government right now as we speak.
Goodness,
that's the problem.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, what people care about is how to feed their families and how the economy grows and take care of their futures. This stuff is poop on a stick. Nobody gives. I got to stop.
If we want to talk economy, which we will,
should.
What is Trump
That's
doing
what matters.
other than providing absolute uncertainty, injecting all of this into the market? We have the bond markets here, trying to wonder whether or not the debt that's coming from the big, beautiful
dead guy
bill
matters? No, he's dead.
The value
tell that to his
value
base.
of the dollar went down
I guarantee he's dead tomorrow morning.
Tell that to the victims and his base.
Okay,
it's his base.
It's his base that actually
his
wants
base
it,
that wants
even
it.
more than the Democrats. See, now what happens is the base is screaming for the documents. They're not getting it. All of a sudden, the Democrats, of course, are jumping into it and saying, hey, release it, release it, release it. And then the Republicans are now all on message saying the same thing, which is, well, you never wanted it before. Now all of a sudden you want it now. How about just do the right thing, do the easy thing, and then just release the file?
One quick thing for you, Michael. I mean, Trump sometimes overreacts to things like this. You don't think that the files probably have that much to do with Trump. Is he overreacting?
You know, I think he's getting bad advice from people that are within his circle. They're probably feeding to him, hey, you know, this could be damaging in this way. I believe he should just release the files, put an end to the conspiracy theories around it, and then let's just all move on.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Well, there you go.
Agreed.
The old person.
There you go. We've got some agreement.
All right.
I'm amazed that Kevin O'Leary has gotten as far as he has in life because he's an idiot. The guy just seems to be a total moron, but this is proof that you don't have to be that smart to make a lot of money. He keeps saying, who cares? Jeffrey Epstein is dead. If Jeffrey Epstein had acted completely on his own, that would be one thing. But we have Ghislaine Maxwell, who's in prison for cooperating, going along with his crimes, helping him with his crimes. And we have all of these other people potentially who were committing crimes along with him. And that's why, Kevin O'Leary, you fool, this still matters. Not to mention the fact that there are victims, apparently many, many victims, of this guy and the other people who were involved with him. And also, Kevin O'Leary talks about the great economy. Well, we just had the job numbers come out a few days ago that were disastrous. And of course, now MAGA is lying about that. We have several chains like Panera Bread and others. Even Walmart apparently is going to close some locations. When did you last hear about any Walmarts closing? So, no, Kevin O'Leary, this isn't this wonderful economy under Trump that you're pretending that it is. One point that I thought was really great from Abby Phillip, she says, well, Trump is saying that we can't release all of this information because of the people that would be hurt by it. And when has Donald Trump ever cared about hurting anyone? I mean, that's just laughable on its face that anybody would buy that Donald Trump is really concerned about someone getting hurt. No, powerful people like Donald Trump and others may be hurt by this. That's all Donald Trump cares about. And more weird poop comments there at the end from Kevin O'Leary. I mean, the more I see of this guy, I never was a fan of Shark Tank, so I haven't watched him all that much except appearances on CNN and Piers Morgan, but the guy's just not even that bright. Let me know what you think about this panel with Michael Cohen and Ana Kasparian, Kevin O'Leary, and the rest. Do you agree with the things that Kevin O'Leary is saying, or do you agree more with Ana Kasparian? I know a lot of people who watch my channel are not happy with Ana Kasparian anymore. They feel like she's sold out. But I feel like in situations like this, in appearances like this, and especially when she goes on Piers Morgan, she's still very effective. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure to give me a like and subscribe. I am Chris on Culture, and I'll see you in the next video.